Sinjar everybody, my name is Viet and welcome back to another episode. I just got back from another stripping session at Rice Climbing, and in today's video, to give full context, it was a bit of a weirder week for me because at the back of my mind, I was expecting to go to Harrison Rocks, which is like a really nice outdoor bouldering area, and I had that planned for Saturday. And so for this week, I was sort of taking it easy and sort of like tapering towards Saturday, because obviously I didn't want to go to Saturday and like having rented those crash pads and driven all the way there to like have a bad session. So yeah, my mindset from Monday was sort of just take it easy. And so in this video, I want to talk about my climbing journey because it is almost been 2 years. I think my 2-year anniversary is in 2 weeks or something. And yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to talk about my climbing shoes. So my first pair, after like climbing in rentals for like a month or something, I got the Les Sportivas, like the everyone's favorite beginner shoe. And I got them oversized. I think I sized them up by +1. So it was like size 12s or something. And I was able to do like V4s and like even a V5. And I feel like at that point, being a heavier climber from the get-go, I was really focused on technique, like rather than having my strength carry me all the way to like higher grades. So yeah, it wasn't that much of a problem wearing like oversized shoes because like the rubber was slightly better than rentals, but I didn't notice that much. Anyways, I think it was around 5 months or 6 months when I got my first proper shoes, which are my flagships, the unparalleled flagships. And as you can see, they have been worn out a lot, and like the tip of the shoes are like just destroyed basically. But yeah, I really like these shoes. I've been wearing them for, I mean, basically 2 years now, I guess. And in the past like couple weeks, I was sort of discussing or like contemplating about what shoes I would want in the future, because I mean, I've been really grateful to have so many like different shoes and like experiences with different climbing shoes so early. And my honest opinion about the flagships is that I think they're the best like performance shoe that I've ever worn. I remember in the first couple like sessions with the shoes, they were really hard to like break into, and I sized down only by half a size, but even that was like really painful. But apart from that, I mean, like now it feels like a sock, and like yeah, I'm really confident on like small edges and also like volumes. And then moving on, I also got these unparalleled souped up, and I have made a hole in the toe area. But anyways, I think those souped up are also the same size as the flagships. But as you can see on screen, on my Tuesday session, I was trying this V4 Plus, and I couldn't really feel my toes. I mean, okay, I could feel my toes too much, and it was becoming to a point where it was really painful to step on like small jibs, and I just couldn't trust my feet, and it felt like I was applying almost double the amount of force that I would normally apply when I'm wearing my flagships. So yeah, into the future, I'm definitely not going to be wearing my souped ups for any like slab climbing or like vertical climbing, where I'm required to like press down on my toes a lot. For example, in this black V5, this right foot that I'm about to go to is really hard to get anything behind it, especially in the like the extremely soft shoes. And I was almost like scared to put too much pressure down, just like in fear of pain. So yeah, moving forwards, I think I'll be using my flagships as my primary shoe for indoor climbing, and then my souped up will be for any like warm-ups. But I think they're still good for overhang, and I suppose they would work in board climbing as well. And then moving on to my fourth shoe, which is, as you can see, still dirty from my outdoor session, are the Cubits. And these I actually didn't size down anything at all. So the flagships and the souped up are both, I think, EU 45, which is 10 and a half, I think, in UK size. But yeah, for the Cubits, I just left them at my regular 46 or UK street shoe 11, I think. And for me, I think they're a lot stiffer than the flagships, so I've been saving them mostly just for like outdoor climbing, or just like anything that is like really, really intense on the toes. Which, I mean, I haven't climbed much, but a good example would be the V5 Black upstairs, which I think I was using the souped up or the flagships before, and they just didn't feel like as secure. So if I had to rank my shoes from, you know, past 2 years, I think moving forwards, I definitely like the flagships for indoor climbing. And obviously Unparallel have made the flagship pros, which I haven't tried yet. So maybe that's like a, a pretty intuitive step up for like comp and just like general climbing indoors. And then I don't think I'll be using the souped up as much anymore, because I don't know, I think my toes are maybe too wide. And I just don't trust those shoes like as much as the others. And then the Cubits will be saved for outdoors because it's a lot stiffer, and I feel like I think it's just more compatible with outdoor climbing. But yeah, a quick comparison between my first ever shoe, which you see is quite long, and then me downsizing to the flagships. Quite drastic, I think. But I think, in climbing there's basically you, yourself, and your shoes. So obviously I wouldn't recommend anyone to like, straight away jump into buying shoes, especially because they're quite expensive. But I think I was at the stage in my climbing where I felt like I was being held back by my shoes, and that sort of prompted me to invest in more professional and like intermediate level shoes. And yeah, I don't think I've regretted my decision, because I've taken climbing into a lifestyle, and it's sort of the thing that I'm doing most often. So I don't mind spending a bit of money on that. But yeah, for some context, because I haven't been talking too much about the climbing. So since I knew that Saturday would be quite a full-on session, which for context, I won't actually put into this video. I think I'm going to be saving those climbs and my attempts for a bit of a like mini movie sort of video, like the things you would see on Mellow Climbing or like those indie climbing channels. And yeah, so that will be, I think, uploaded in the next couple weeks. It kind of depends if I go back actually and keep trying some other climbs, because on Saturday I think we got there around midday and it started raining about 3 p.m. So yeah, I had a lot more energy because I was resting quite well, and I think there's like 2 or 3 more climbs which I would like to do, but maybe I'll just make a second video for that one. But yeah, moving on to the slabs, which, as you can see, I'm using my flagships for. This green V1 Plus is really nice. It's really comfortable, and I don't climb slab too much, so I mean, like, a V5 slab compared to a V5 overhang is completely different in my opinion. But if you scale it just to the wall that you're climbing, I sort of understand the grading at Rise Climbing. This wooden V1 Plus is also quite nice. I think I climbed it slightly wrong. Maybe I was respecting the holds too much. And yeah, since I did mention that last week was going to be a set from Jim Pope and a couple others for the slab section. As you can see, I'm just climbing some of the graded stuff, but as well as the graded stuff, there's also a new set of technique circuits. I think there's 8 of them again, and it's purely on slab technique, which at first I was sort of avoiding because I don't know, I don't really like climbing slab that much and like having to climb slowly. But yeah, so TC1 is this really cool smash it like climb, and yeah, the holds and the moves aren't too bad. I feel like it's definitely not equivalent to a V1, maybe a V2. And in the finish, you kind of have to go all the way down into your hips so that you can hold that final hold. TC2 was definitely very reachy. If you notice, there's a couple, I think there's only one hold on screen, which has purple tape around it. That has been labeled as a helping hand. So yeah, initially I just wanted to do all the TCs without using those holds, like either for my feet or for my hands. And that made the middle section of TC2 quite weird, quite reachy. And I was thinking of dynoing off the volume, but I just decided to, use my reach to my advantage. TC3, I think, is one of the best climbs I've climbed recently. The holds are really comfortable, and I didn't expect to enjoy such a, slab-centric climb. This top is really nice. You kind of just have to push up, and then, like, I kind of use it like a toe hook, or like I jam my lower foot into like a semi-bicycle sort of thingy, and that helps me match the last hold. Moving on, I did have a couple of chats with a couple of the board climbers and like just regulars at Rise Climbing, and I was trying to find what was my next logical step at the board because I didn't want to spend all week doing slabs. And obviously my intention wasn't to like send anything. I was sort of trying to find some mini projects, and this grey one is one of the climbs that I've picked out. As you can see, the holds are quite textured, and I think that promotes like a bit more accuracy, especially for this right hand, because if you miss the edge, then it's quite unusable. As well as there being a really nice heel hook, which you can see protruding out of the wall there. And I think you can kind of do the whole bottom section with that heel hook in. But yeah, heel hooks is one of my weaknesses, so I was sort of struggling to keep body tension throughout the entire bottom section. But yeah, obviously, knowing that I would be climbing outdoors, I wanted to also peak, like be at a really comfortable power and strength level, so that I wouldn't just be like kicked off the wall at or kicked off the rock, actually, I should say, at Harrison's Rocks. And late at night sometimes, whenever I have these like really big things planned, I can never sleep. So Friday night I was like just scrolling through Instagram and like trying to steal some beta from people who've done the climbs that I've like written down or like wanted to do at Harrison's Rocks. And I was kind of getting like discouraged because like there were so many like strong guys, with their shirts off, really struggling on like the things that I wanted to try. But I feel like I sort of just shouldn't be comparing myself to them, and just do my best at the wall. So I was able to send a couple climbs on Sunday, and yeah, hopefully there'll be like a mini movie coming out like soon. to like break up the rhythm of all of these like weekly videos. But yeah, moving on to TC4. This was one of my favorite climbs, which I wasn't able to do. This finish match is so hard because it's similar to the TC3, but my left foot is on a like dual text or no text. So it was really slippery, and obviously there's a like helping foot over there. But yeah, the start, it was surprising how much the right foot jib helps with the first move. And this middle sequence is quite it's quite precise, because if your balance isn't quite right, you kind of just like fling off the wall. So I was making sure to keep my chest closer to the wall and almost like lean into the next hold. This cross through is really nice with the feet. And the holds aren't too bad. I think they're actually quite good actually, which helps me do this move. But then today when I was waiting for like my stripping session to begin, I saw someone almost attempt like a really high left heel hook, or like just like toss your, or not heel hook, I mean drop knee, where my left hand is. And I feel like it might work, but now looking back, maybe I should just heel hook or toe hook the volume outright, like the wooden volume. But yeah, I'll be trying that end sequence again for sure. And then TC5, TC6 were kind of too hard, I think, in the mindset that I was climbing at. Like too technical, I suppose. But TC7 was quite fun. And obviously you saw that running start, which I wasn't able to stick once actually. But I think, through a couple more tries, my muscle memory will sort of figure it out for me. And then the upper section looks really, really, really fun actually. Like something that I'd never climb normally. It looks like I'd have to be really patient and sort of work my way over to the right. I could either use the volume or the undercling, which there wasn't much chalk on it. Well, I remember coming back to the gym, I think a couple of hours later, because I had to pick up the mats, and there was someone who was able to almost like lean all the way right and then use the undercling. And then yeah, the top section doesn't look too bad. I think the top holds are quite okay. But yeah, just a little sneak peek of my session. I went with my family, so massive shout out to my family and thank you for driving me all the way there. If anyone has any, suggestions of any videos I should be doing or any climbs I should be trying, maybe there's a new set at a gym in London which I haven't tried yet. Please comment down below. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy your summer and looking forward to that movie, I suppose. Thank you.